Yesterday I was at Universal Studios with Boston for his 14th birthday, and this has been a tradition for us the last 3 years, and it's been such a gift, such a great reset for me to just get away from the noise of everyday responsibilities here at home and at work, to get away from my phone, from social media. And it's in those moments that I think you are able to think clearly. You're able to see the gifts that you have all around you. I was able to ponder, 14 years with him. And how fast it's going. 2 years ago when we went to Universal, I made a little video. In the video, I said I had 6 years left before he turned 18. And just like that, I have 4 years left. And it made me think of how worked up I get about things going on around me, about schedules, the state of the future, everything going on in the world, the what ifs, the worry, the fears. And it is that fear that makes me, it makes you irrational. So as I was able to pull back and begin to think about the gifts, I was able to see clearly. And I put out a reel yesterday and said, hey, if you would just stop doom scrolling, just get outside, look around. There's a whole life to live out here. I thought about the depth of that thought this morning and how just being able to be with Boston and think about him and think about the relationship I have with him and the gift that he is. That's just one of my children. And I start thinking about the other three. I start thinking about my wife. I start thinking about my job. I start thinking about my friends. I start thinking about my community, my health. And all these things are gifts from God. How often I don't think about the gifts because I'm too worried about everything else going on around me, fixing my eyes on the wrong things. It's like Peter in the storm. When he had his eyes fixed on Christ, it was all good. As soon as he took his eyes off Jesus and started looking at the storm, all hell broke loose. He lost his footing. This is how I think the enemy steals, kills, and destroys life. Your life, my life. We take our eyes off the goodness of God and we put it on all of our circumstances or all of the things going on around us, all the noise. And that's what he does. When you spend your time obsessing over things that you can't control, over things that are going on around you, you no longer are focusing on the blessings that God has bestowed on your life. Jesus said, I came to give you a life and a life of abundance. It doesn't mean abundance of wealth or abundance of health or abundance of all these things. It means, and that abundant life is a life of blessing, spiritual blessing. It's the blessing of a family. It's the blessing of him meeting your daily needs. It's the blessing of a modest life. And it's in those things that you're able to appreciate. And that's a gift. I just want to challenge you to stop allowing the enemy to steal your life, to kill your life, to destroy your life, to rob you of your time, to get you so worked up and fixated on things that are just distracting you from the goodness that God has bestowed on your life.